It's stop-and-go traffic through
An
downtown
accident in the
Los
right-hand
Angeles
lane
as
blocking the
drivers
main
head
street
home
exit
early
has
for the
traffic
holiday
backed up for
weekend.
at least 2
Expect
miles.
delays as
So many people, millions, are stuck in their cars every day. Gridlock has slowed them down, slow enough for God to reach them with life-saving truth right where they are. You can be the vehicle God uses to free them, just like he did with Wyatt, who he transformed while in the gridlock of a prison cell.
So I sit down across from this man. He's dressed in a long black trench coat. He doesn't seem to be interested at first, and then he begins to engage me in conversation. He says, "So, what's going on? What's wrong?" And I just kind of dismiss it. But then he kind of insists, "No, I can see something's going on. What's going on with it?" And I could tell the guy's not an insider or a cop So I said, I just started telling him my story a little bit, telling him about how we just got pulled over and we were all running, and I'm hoping the cops don't catch us. And so he just nonchalantly asks me, "Have you ever heard of Satanism?" I mean, I've studied various things and I've heard about Satanism. I never studied actual Satanism. He said, "Well, have you ever looked into it, what it's about?" I said, "Well, not really." He started asking me a few questions about it, which kind of prompted me to ask him some questions. And so we get in this conversation. He starts describing what Satanism is. I began to pursue Satanism. I began to look into it intently. I wanted to know what this is all about. So one of the first things I did is I went out to the bookstore and bought my own satanic Bible. Even with the power of Satan in my life now and just weird things happening all around, I kept getting arrested. I got arrested for running away from home, not once, not twice, 3 times. The 4th time I got arrested, I tested positive for marijuana. They said, "We're done. You obviously have a drug problem, and we have a way to help. And so we're going to send you to a drug treatment center." And that's where they sent me. They sent me off to drug treatment. So while I'm in this drug treatment center, for me, it was completely hell. I hated it. I hated everybody involved with it, especially the counselors that were assigned to me. I despised them. They worked us hard. I felt like a slave. I didn't want to be there. One day, I smuggled some cigarettes and got caught smoking. The man who catches me is the drug counselor, and he, in my eyes, is the worst person in the whole world. They took my satanic Bible from me. They wouldn't let me have it there. All this animosity, all this hatred, all this wrath that I had built up, I took out on him. I attacked the man with a knife. They locked me up and put me in juvenile, not even wanting to live. I was suicidal. I was ready to kill myself. So here I am sitting in this lonely cell. All I can think about is death. I want to die. I hate everybody. I hate the world. I hate God. I just want to die. Providentially, my dad, he sent me a Walkman radio. My mom's gift was a new Bible and a Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. And together with those, I was able to hear the most profound truths I've ever heard before, testing them by the Bible and seeing whether or not for myself if they're true. In a miraculous way, for 14 years while I was incarcerated, God turned the penitentiary into a seminary. I studied and I studied and I studied. I had an insatiable desire to learn and grow and to get to know this God this God of the universe. So week after week, I'd have this little radio up in the corner of the windowsill in my small cell, listening to Bible Answers Live, listening to a message that was really transformational for me. So I'm reading the story of King David, and I realized for the first time that there's a God out there, but this is a God of love. And from that point forward, I just kept reading through the Bible, and I finally come to the New Testament, and I get to read about this man named Jesus. I've heard of Jesus. I've used his name in swear words so many times, I didn't know who he was. But now I read in the book of Matthew this incredible person named Jesus. And he lived this perfect life. His compassion, his love, his mercy that he showed to people was incredible. And complete desperation to say, "God, I don't know why you want me, but here I am. You have my heart." And I gave my life to God.
We have a great opportunity to start broadcasting a new daily radio program called Wonders in the Word during prime time in many of the largest cities in the nation starting this April. You could help bring spiritual freedom to countless busy people trapped in rush hour traffic.
God used Amazing Facts radio ministry while I was stuck behind prison walls to reach me with the everlasting gospel. Now you have the opportunity to reach commuters that are trapped in traffic with the same everlasting gospel through Amazing Facts' new daily radio program.
Invest in Wonders in the Word today.